Good morning. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I know some of you all will drop in. All right, for the replay folk, hello, good morning, welcome. My name is Debbie Maisha, and I am the Sensual Energy Alchemist. I'm a master life coach and teacher of sacred sexuality, and my business, Sensual Energy Alchemy, LLC, reconnects Black women to their freedom, their sovereignty, and their power through their sensuality and their pleasure. And I'm excited to say we have 13 days left. 13 days, and then we're done with this. I know for some of you, it's been like, some of you are still trudging along. This is day 27 of The Abundance Book by John Randolph Price. And when this is over, it doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing live streams. It just won't be, and they might be daily, they might not be daily, but they just won't be around this book. Okay, so we are doing statement 7 for the third time. We have one more time to do it. So this is statement 7. And I'm going to talk about possible money affirmations. All right. Good morning. All right. The statement 7. The divine consciousness that I am is forever expressing its true nature of abundance. This is its responsibility, not mine. My only responsibility is to be aware of this truth. Therefore, I am totally confident in letting go and letting God appear as the abundant all-sufficiency in my life and affairs. Again, the divine consciousness that I am is forever expressing its true nature of abundance. This is its responsibility, not mine. My only responsibility is to be aware of this truth. Therefore, I am totally confident in letting go and letting God appear as the abundant all-sufficiency in my life and affairs. So that is statement 7. And I want to talk a little bit about affirmations this morning. And my nails are starting to, I don't do gel, I do regular. So they'd only last like a couple of days when you do regular polish nowadays. I remember, I feel like regular polish used to last a long time, but now it's like they want you to get gel or other stuff. I'm not doing that on my nails. So I'm just looking at them. If you see me waving them around and like her nail is chipping, it's because that's what regular nail polish does. And I haven't gone to get my nails done since I just got back from the Year of Abundance brunch. Okay, let me talk about this real quick. Because it falls in line. Falls in line. So this past Sunday, I went down to the DC area, my second home, in some ways my first home, since all of my children were born in Maryland. In Maryland, all of my children were born in Maryland. I went down to DC and had a fantastic brunch hosted by my business coach, Dr. Avis DeWeaver Jones. It was phenomenal. I was in a room with other Black women who were just doing the damn thing. Some of us are, we're all in different phases, kind of starting in midstream. Some are 6-figure, 7-figure builders. I think there was one 8-figure woman in the room as well. Like we are out here. I want y'all to know, this is why it's important to get off the social media streets sometimes and also invest in being in community with other women, because you see a different narrative than what is played out. And these women don't have time to sit around and like be in folks' comments, and they're not doing all of that. Like they're out here building, creating businesses, hiring people. They have teams. They have started companies. And I was thrilled to be in a space with these amazing, beautiful Black women. And the theme was like gold-ish. I did a reel so you can see it on Instagram and Facebook. And the food was wonderful and very yummy and nourishing. And the hotel, oh my gosh, I had never been to the St. Regis Hotel. I definitely want to go back for their tea time, because I was looking at folks have tea and that was just lovely. Um, Took myself to dinner across the street at PJ Clark's, which I don't know what its reputation is now, but it used to be one of those spots where, because it's down the street from the White House, so PJ Clark's is one of those spots. It's on K Streets, political folk and interns and all that stuff. But the food was good. The food was good there. I took myself on a dinner date, and this is all ties into abundance. I had the option of having the concierge. Mm. I could have gone upstairs on my own, but I was like, no, no, he can bring my bag up. Like, let's do the whole experience here, right? So yes, please, to assist me to my room. Um, for the evening, they had like closed my blinds and turned on classical music. I came back in my room. There was this classical music playing. There were little chocolates on my pillow. I had fresh bottles of water in my room, as I turned down for the night. Like the care, shout out to the St. Regis Hotel. The care was amazing. I treated myself to abundance. I treated myself to this because I deserve it. You deserve it. I didn't have to go to this brunch. It didn't make me any money to go that day, but I met women and made contacts with women that you never know what will happen down the line. One woman and I already talked about collaborating some stuff to together. Man, my book is all the way over there. I want to get it, but she talks about moneygasms. We had a good conversation. We did. Um, So the theme of the brunch was it was the year of abundance brunch, which, look, how could I not go? I'm over here talking about this is the year of pleasure for Black women. I'm over here doing sensual abundance. How could I not go to my business coach's event titled The Year of Abundance Brunch? Of course I had to be there. It was well worth it. Even though I zipped in Sunday morning and I zipped out. Sorry, I'm supposed to do something before I got on here. I zipped in Sunday morning, and I zipped out Monday morning, so I didn't get to stay and experience the hotel like I'd like to. But let me tell you, I'll be back for it. One of my children is making a request of me. Sorry, I'll be back for it. And this was a beautiful experience. We won't even talk about the shower and the bidet, and it was a beautiful experience, and it was an abundant experience. And this is what I desire for you all, whatever that looks like for you. Whatever that looks like for you. Oh, this fan is. So, money affirmations. That was my weekend. Money affirmations. I think affirmations are beautiful. I think they get a bad rap, and I think that it was a very lovely experience. It was delightful. I think affirmations, I think in some ways, I think people put too much stock in affirmations. And I also think that people are not creating affirmations properly. And it also is made to seem like an affirmation is an easy way to get what you want, and it's not. One of the reasons why my business focuses on the freedom, sovereignty, and power of Black women is because we have given enough of our power and our resources and our freedoms away to industries, to people, to family, to friends, to all of these other facets of life. We have given some of us our spiritual power away, thinking that something outside of ourselves can save us. I do not hold that belief. So if that is yours, perhaps this is not for you. I do not hold that belief. And so even when it comes to things like affirmations and vision boards and crystals and waist beads and sage and our altars and all that, we think that it's not us. We think it's that stuff that's going to somehow shift our life. But going back to statement one, because statement one really sets the stage. I'm gonna switch up the words since we're talking about since I mentioned Black woman. Goddess is lavish, unfailing abundance, the rich, omnipresent substance of the universe. This all providing source of infinite prosperity is individualized as me, the reality of me. So let's start with the foundation before we get to the affirmations. The foundation is that I am a walking piece of source energy. You are a walking piece of source energy. If you believe you have a soul or a spirit, where did it come from? It, the thing that created is whatever you're calling it. If you hold that belief, like where did it come from? You just poop appear. So if you believe that you have a soul or a spirit and it came from something divine, supernatural, otherworldly, then you are a walking piece of that energy, which means you are the source. You are the source. Everything else you use amplifies your energy, which is why it is so important to get clear on your energy. Man, I feel like my daughter would be okay with this. I'm gonna text her and ask her. No, because I'm not gonna give all the particulars. My daughter and I were having a discussion this morning, and she was talking about some opportunities that she had that did not, she realized did not quite align with her. Now, I made a lot of mistakes with my children, but one of the things that I have given them that I'm grateful for in my teachings is their ability to be self-aware and to know when something is not in alignment with who they are. I figure if I could do that, then they might make some different choices in life. And although this opportunity looked like the thing that everybody should say, yes, it makes sense, of course. For her, she realized it was a no. She's clearer and getting clearer on who she is. And she's not going to try and stuff herself into an image of what it looks like to be a 25-year-old young woman and what you're supposed to do with your life and what's supposed to happen over here and what you're supposed to have. And she's noticing the stress that that's causing and the way it's causing distortion within her that then also affects her mental health and her general health. She's realizing that she is the source. You are the source. That's what all of this is helping you to understand. You are the source. You are the walking piece of this. So when you are creating affirmations, the affirmation is not the thing that does the work. The affirmation, the crystals, the saging, the altar work, the candles, the spell work, all of that stuff, the color magic, the sigils, those are tools to amplify your energy, your power. Does this make sense? Because I've known people who are like, I don't have the crystal. So you can't protect yourself? You're not powerful enough? This is the conversation I have with people. I'm telling you, I'll make it to affirmations, but this is the conversation I have with people who are afraid of sexual demons. Well, if you're that afraid, don't have sex. Because your fear will lower your power shield. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm not saying be reckless. Use your brain. But if you think that something can attach itself to you and you, as the walking embodiment of source energy, don't have the power to release that, you might not be ready for sex. Because nothing is going to enter my space without my permission or say so. Nothing is going to cross my boundary without my permission or say so. And I have tools around my house that amplify what I just said. It's not me sitting around going, I'm powerless, let me put my crystals here or this sigil here and let that do the work, that's just going to amplify me feeling powerless. I'm making the crystal work harder. So when you're creating affirmations, you don't want to make your affirmations work harder. You don't want to sit and feel like you're in lack and scarcity and poverty. You don't know what you want. You think you do, but it's really based on what society told you or what you think will make you look good in the eyes of others. And so you create these affirmations, but that's really not how you're feeling. And so nothing's happening because you're saying the affirmation. How come something's not happening? Because you're not in alignment with the thing that you said. And the affirmation's working harder than it needs to because it's not energetically connected to you. That's why affirmations don't work for some people, in my opinion. It's not on the path. So when you're creating money affirmations, this is why we have done the work we've done. If you notice, there are things that are just built upon itself. Shout out to Source Energy for doing that, because I didn't really have a curriculum for this. Let my chaos be proof that if you just allow the divine mind to speak to you, it will come out the way it needs to, okay? I had no workbook plan for this. So, but if you notice, we've been like, it's like, what is your financial vision? What do you really desire? What do you really want? How do you feel about money? How does all this affect you? Because you can't even begin to write affirmations until you've worked on that stuff. You feel me? So now here we are, working on the money affirmations. A couple of quick rules, if you will, about affirmations in case you don't know. And look, this stuff is all over the internet. But I forget that sometimes people don't know. Affirmations are always in the present. Affirmations are always in the I, like the I am. That's one of the statements, I am. When we talked about the importance of the I am. Ooh, wow, this all really led up to this. Okay, thank you. Um, Affirmations do not have the not or no in them because the universe doesn't. It'll hear like the end of your sentence, is how it was explained to me. And interestingly enough, it makes you wonder, well, who decided that? Like, wow, how does that, who decided it was only in the affirmative? It's a great question. So from what I know, what has worked for me is I am statements in the affirmative. So we don't say I am not poor, because all you've said is I am poor in the universe's mind. Right? And if you've been creating your affirmations that way, let's switch it around. The first piece about I'll say, so they're in the affirmative. There are no negative statements in them, like the nots or the no's or anything like that. We're not negating anything in our affirmation. They are always in the present, not in the future. There's no INGs, I am going to, or anything like that. It's present here now, because you're all of the timelines exist in this moment. You exist in this moment, all of your timelines exist in this moment. There is currently no future because it hasn't come yet, but it is in this moment. Okay. Another foundational piece to your affirmations, for me, and the way I teach them, you must feel them in your body. If you cannot feel your affirmation, you have not created one that will resonate with you. If you are creating your affirmation from a mental place, nope, we're going to rewrite that. Your affirmation needs to spark excitement, arousal, a tingle, a feeling of electricity. It needs to bring a smile to your face. It needs to spark a feeling of joy, excitement, something. If you can say your affirmation, you don't feel anything from the neck down, not even like a little slight uptick in your heartbeat. What have you just affirmed? An affirmation affirms something to be true, which leads me to the next part. Your affirmation affirms something to be true. So we don't want to make grandiose affirmations that our ego cannot really understand is true. So if you went through this money, some of the other questions that I had, for instance, and I asked you, how did you feel about the word money or dividends or cash, right? And let's say the word cash makes you feel tense. That's not a word to put in your affirmations. I am flushed with a lot of cash. First of all, ew, that affirmation makes me feel icky personally. But it's not going to do anything for you. You don't like the word. You're putting it in there because it signifies money, but it's really not going to work for you. You've affirmed no truth. In fact, you've caused your affirmation to work harder because that word cash does not work for you. And see, maybe the word dividends does, but you think that's not sexy. But when you hear the word dividends, it makes you go, yes, that's the word you use. And I mean, dividends are real sexy. Dividends means you have something sitting somewhere and it is growing upon itself. Look, the word might not sound sexy, but who does not want to have their money sitting somewhere, growing upon itself, creating more of it while you do a little less work? Who doesn't want that? So maybe dividends works for you, right? Affirmations of I am a millionaire to me suck. Unless you absolutely believe in your heart of hearts that you truly are, that when you say it, there's no force involved. But when you say, I am a millionaire, it's the same to you as saying, I am sexy, or I am 5'7", or 5'11", or I am intelligent, or I am whatever the other thing is that you believe to be true about yourself. If you saying I am a millionaire doesn't feel the same as that, do not use that affirmation. You do not need to affirm that to be true. And you might realize that you don't even need to be a millionaire, that you're trying to do that so that you can say it, because your ego can say, I'm a millionaire. Now, if you want to be a millionaire because you have plans with your money, I've mentioned I want to create a foundation and I want to create housing. I don't use the affirmation of I am a millionaire. I may not need to be a millionaire to do that. And maybe I will be a millionaire, and that's just perfectly fine with me. I don't put limits anymore on my numbers. The only time I put a limitation on a number is if I need a specific amount of money by a specific time. And we'll get into that later because there are ways to do that. But that's the only time when I will use an affirmation that has a specific amount of money tied to it. It doesn't mean I don't have goals written out, because I do. I have financial goals written out. But my I am statements are a little bit, the first word that came to mind was creamier. They're a little bit creamier. They're a little bit uh they're juicier for me. That's just how I operate. Right? So these are the basics of your affirmations. I'll go over them again. They are I am statements. They are said in the affirmative because you are affirming a truth. They are based in present moment, not in the future. Otherwise, you're constantly chasing a future. They are based in present. You're affirming a present truth. And the statements need to match. The wording needs to match something that invites your body to respond. Imagine meeting someone. And if you're in the Facebook group, I can assist you with your affirmations. The reason why I'm not giving you all affirmations to write is because we're not the same people. So I'm not going to say, I'm giving you examples of what it looks like because I believe in sovereignty. I'm giving you examples of what it looks like for me. I'm giving you examples of what it looks like in a way that won't be congruent with you so you can sit down and you can get the words together and you can see how it feels in your body. But I'm not about to give you a list of 10 affirmations to say for money because now in our minds, especially as Black women who are really studious and we're extra good students, now you're going to say 10 affirmations that mean nothing to you because they didn't even come from you. They came from me, but you're going to say them like a good student to try and make something happen and force it. Well, first of all, that's not how feminine energy works anyway. So we're not going to do that. Okay. That's not attraction, that's force. But I want to give you the tools so you can write them. However, if you're in a Facebook group, I can assist you, right? With if you're feeling stuck. Um, so the reason why it needs to be felt in your body is this. So let's imagine you're out at an event and you see this fine something or another. This is men and women, then you see this fine something or another, this sexy whatever have you. What happens in your body when you see a specimen that has you going, okay, yes. Hmm. Can you imagine? I cannot imagine seeing a fine man, looking at him, not a tingle to be found anywhere in my nether regions, and me go, oh my gosh, that that looks like the definition of sexy. I think I think maybe I should approach. That would not work for me. And this excludes people who are neurodivergent or asexual and or let's because that may be how they approach it. I don't fall into those categories, so that's not how I'm going to approach it. If you fall into those categories, then perhaps your affirmation statements can be written without you feeling it in your body. But if you are like other folk or you're similar to me, your attraction to that person is going to be felt in your body. The same thing for your affirmation. You are looking to attract something to you. The concepts are the same. So when you write your affirmations, it's got to be something happening here, it's got to be something going on. Something to make you say, oof, yeah. Like how you eat good food and you just say, oh, does this make sense to y'all? Good morning. Hey, over there on Instagram. My sexy folk are over on Instagram. My puss flutters. I get warm and my cheeks flush. How could your affirmations not? And so now imagine. So here's what's happening. So you've created this affirmation in the present. Let's bring it all together and get the logical in there too. You've created this affirmation, I am statement in the present moment, and you are affirming a truth. Right? Every time you say it, it lights you up throughout your day. The way you respond to your day starts to shift. The way you interact with people starts to shift. Opportunities can come from that as you shift. Does it start to make sense? Because the affirmation starts to change your vibration because it's amplifying you. It is amplifying the source energy that runs through you. Does anyone have one that they want to? Okay. So Terry says, I am powerful AF. I am powerful as Now I believe that to be true. I am powerful. I'm a powerful Black woman. I am the walking embodiment of source energy. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams. So imagine me walking into a room full of people who don't look like me, and I have that swirling through my body. Do you think for 1 second that I'm going to feel anybody's kind of less than? Do you think I'm going to feel like I don't deserve to be in this room? I run this room. I am my ancestors' wildest dreams walking into this space. I am powerful as I am a descendant of the mothers of humanity. Of course I belong here. Of course I do. Now, if I try to create an affirmation, if I need to step into a room like that and I'm in the mirror and I don't believe any of that, and I'm here like gripping the sink, I am powerful. I am powerful. I am powerful. That's not going to work, boo, because you're trying to force yourself to believe it. So maybe that's not the word you choose. It doesn't mean you're not powerful. Maybe you choose to say, I am growing in my power every day, in every way. I am growing in my power in all things. Growing in my power. That's not a future. It is a present moment thing that you are doing in the present moment. You are doing that. It's not I am going to have a house. I am in this moment growing in my power every day and in every way. Maybe that's the affirmation that you say. You understand? I want you to see some of these differences because as you create these money affirmations, I don't want you to just go off into fantasy. You are affirming something that is true. I don't want you to just make some. My business coach says ish. I might have to adopt that. I don't want you to just make some stuff up just because it sounds good. And now you're stressing. You got the little notes, all sticky notes all over your mirror, trying to say stuff that just don't jive in here. So money affirmation. I am aligned with the energy of abundance and success. See that right there, that flowed through me from that flowed. I love that. That flowed. That flowed. Y'all need to feel the flow. LinkedIn, you understand what I'm saying? Like I need y'all to feel the flow. Okay? Because these the creating affirmations this way does affect can affect your bag and your career and all of the other things. I can tell you that it has done that for me in my life. And I can tell you that not having a full understanding of the power of money, I took all of that goodness that came my way and I just, as soon as it came in, it went wee out the door. Look, I'm not sitting up here somebody who didn't go through some of the things that I've been talking to y'all about. But in 4 years of working at a at a nonprofit, and for a variety of reasons, I did I double did I double my income? I and went from one title to another title to another title and had my affirmations on deck. And this was a job that I was working I was working somewhere where I could coast. I could coast. It was the same thing every day. I can't. I could coast. I could have rocked that job out to this day. I could have just been there. And I took the other job that started out paying less, which somebody be like, girl, you about to take a Pay cut? Like, why would you do that? I don't know. Something's telling me take this job. This opportunity came to me. Let me sit with it. Let me get into the divine mind. Take this job. I know it looks crazy. Take the job. Right decision. So I want you to really look at these affirmations that you are creating. Foundationally, I am. Foundationally, present moment. Foundationally, affirming a truth. Foundationally, for me, must be felt in your body. It must light you up somewhere in your body. It must make you giddy with joy when you say it. Hopefully, y'all understand this. Okay. And you take a different approach to your money affirmations. So it's not just this, I am a millionaire. Write that if it lights you up inside. But I want you to be clear on also why you're choosing these affirmations. I have not come up with affirmations when it comes to my business yet because nothing has come to me that makes me want to say it. I'm currently doing the work. I love what I'm doing. I love what's coming out of me. I haven't felt the need or desire to create an affirmation that says, I am doing such and such. Some of you saw my post where I said, I had the vaginal mapping class, which is available inside of my private community. You can join for a 7-day trial. I will put the link up shortly. Um, in my mind, and I think I wrote out there was a certain number of women that I wanted. I wanted 50 women. 81 registered. I didn't really write an affirmation. And it's not because I've gone beyond writing affirmations completely. There are certain areas in which I just kind of don't need to. There are still areas in which I do. And I want to say this as well because, again, what did I say in the beginning? The affirmation is a tool. As you, for your life, because it doesn't look like what it looks like for me, you're so welcome. As you, for your life, get in tune with your vibration, not the same as mine, not the same as your sisters or your brothers or your uncles or your aunts, or not the same. As you get in tune with your vibration, you will find that there are certain areas in your life where you do not need the tool of an affirmation. It's just, I know. You get what I'm saying? This is what it is. And there still may be areas in your life that you're getting in some alignment with where you may not need, and where you still need to say an affirmation because it's a tool. You don't carry around a hammer every day looking for a nail, right? You use the tools when the tools need to be used. And when the tools no longer need to be used, you go, okay, I'm done with that one. So I don't want you to wear out your affirmations. I don't want you to rely on them or depend on them. Remember, they are amplifying you. So for that class, I didn't use an affirmation. I didn't say stuff like, I have 50 women in my class. I don't know. I was just like, of course I do. Like, and some people say, oh, that's arrogance. It's not, it's belief. It's belief. And we need to stop confusing the two. Arrogance is this sense of, I am better than other human beings, or they are somehow beneath me. Belief is, oh, I know this to be true. This thing that I'm doing, or this, whatever this is, that's not arrogance. And it takes a high level of belief to create something like this. What you're looking through me at, somebody who sat down and said, no, I believe I can create a way for somebody to see someone across the world. Somebody's like, who do you think you are? I believe I can create a mechanism where people can fly like birds in the sky. Come on. It's, it's crazy talk. You think you're God? You're going to make people fly? Okay, Delta, American Airlines, United, JetBlue, Spirit, Frontier. Please do not think that your staunch belief in your connection to the divine is arrogance. You are the walking embodiment of source energy. Act like it. Seriously. Do not squander for one more moment the power that lives in you. You are the walking embodiment of source energy. So when you write these affirmations, you are writing them to amplify that power. The affirmation is not the thing, it's an amplifier. It's a microphone. You're going to sing and belt your heart out anyway. Microphone just makes it louder. Okay? All right, so I'm going to read statement 7 again. And I want to see some bomb ass affirmations in the Facebook group. I would like to write some affirmations for my business. I've thought about it, and it really just is like it's a no for me. And I don't know why that is. And I've learned not to question these things, as crazy as sometimes they sound. I have goals, I have a plan, but I think for my journey, as I'm talking to you all in real time about it, I think for my journey, I have spent so much time wishing. I spent so much time, so many years writing affirmations, thinking the affirmations were the key. I did. I spent a lot of years, like I watched the movie The Secret back in 2008. And even before that, I knew affirmations and I would create vision boards, and none of that stuff ever worked for me because I really thought that, like, so I thought I was going to create a vision board and I was going to put it on my wall and I was going to look at it every day. And then the stuff would just like happen. That's really what I thought. Like, it's just going to happen. I would write these affirmations, crazy, crazy affirmations like, I am a millionaire, or I make $500,000 a year. I mean, when the food in the house was food from the food pantry that I had just went and got, this is bread and canned food and boxed mashed potatoes and boxed macaroni and cheese. And I'm up here like affirming, I make $500,000 a year or whatever crazy number I had at the time. And I thought that was just going to be it. No clue really about the inner work. I mean, I've been to therapy, I talked about myself. No clue about the inner work, and definitely didn't know what shadow work really was at that time. And just hoping and wishing and praying and crying and how come it's not happening, and I'm saying the things. And I think for me at this point, what I was missing, which is why the brunch was so amazing, taking it back to the brunch I went to on Sunday, is that there was some planning. I was missing the action. I really thought if I just said the affirmations and if I just waved the incense and stuff, and I was really spiritual, that my life would change. There were actions that had to happen, like affirmations, actions, affirmations, actions. And so right now, I think I've affirmed or attempted to affirm a lot of things, but I'm in a phase in some areas of my life. I'm in a phase where it's like, sis, you just need to be doing some action. You need to work on the planning part of things. And so as much as I have wanted to create, I have one affirmation that I have for my business that I recorded in my voice. Oh yeah, I'll tell you about that I've recorded. And that seems to be enough. And I'm saying this because I don't want you to feel pressured to have to, if it doesn't feel like it needs to be created, don't create it. Just leave it alone. Because an affirmation needs to feel natural. Like if me introduce myself saying, hi, I am Maisha, your affirmation needs to say, hi, I am The other thing I want to say about affirmations, one of the things that I did, I recorded a couple of years ago. Maybe that's all I need. I recorded an affirmation of me. It says something like, I am the CEO of Sensual Energy Alchemy LLC. And it like, then I talk about the things that the actions that I take as a CEO, right? I think I used the word disciplined in that. I am disciplined with my time. I am clear with my something or another. Those were the affirmations I wrote, because if none of that exists, like if I'm not clear, if I'm not disciplined or devoted, it doesn't matter what I think. This me showing up is devotion, is discipline, right? So that was the only affirmation I think I've written, and then I recorded it. So you can record your affirmations on this wonderful device that y'all got. You can loop it and you can listen to it while you sleep. And the reason why that's so powerful is because it's your voice, your vibration that carries the signature energy of your connection to source energy and spirit. Ooh, okay, yes. In your ear while you sleep, affecting your subconscious. Your direct vibration, your connection to source in your ear while you sleep will amplify even greater the affirmation that you've written, will amplify even greater the power that is within you, will shift you while you are resting the frontal lobe even faster. So if you can, record yourself saying the affirmation. Listen to it throughout the day. Listen to your own voice speaking affirming truth back to you, like your future self coming to tell you what's coming. It's a beautiful thing how we can create our own multiverse, right? All right. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Statement 7. The divine consciousness that I am is forever expressing its true nature of abundance. This is its responsibility, not mine. My only responsibility is to be aware of this truth. Therefore, I am totally confident in letting go and letting source appear as the abundant all sufficiency in my life and affairs. I changed the word around there because like I've said, if the word God, some of you are deconstructing your religious faith and beliefs, and the word God for some folks is a little bit crunchy. So I always say, if you need to, change the word God to source, goddess, Allah, Yahweh. I mean, if Yeshua is your jam, whatever works for you that helps the statement to feel more in alignment with you. And now I'm going to read statement 7 as it's written in the book. The divine consciousness that I am is forever expressing its true nature of abundance. This is its responsibility, not mine. My only responsibility is to be aware of this truth. Therefore, I am totally confident in letting go and letting God appear as the abundant all sufficiency in my life and affairs. Okay. All right, went a little longer this morning than I planned to, but affirmations are important, especially since so many people are making use of them. Just a couple of announcements. I mentioned my membership group. So my membership group is the Sensual Oasis for Black women. It is, and as it grows in me, and especially what I saw this Sunday was really the importance of networking for Black women, and this process is really stretching me and growing me, because this was not me 2 years ago. It really was not. But I'm incorporating inside of the membership group. There will be a space for moms to connect, because I I believe that mothers need to have space to talk about their challenges as well. And there will be a space for networking, because I don't want us to just come in. I want us to really create some community that we can all grow from as I teach, because I am teaching in there, but I don't want this to be some kind of top down always thing. That's not generally how we work as women of color anyway. So you can come on in. The membership through January 31st through February 1st, the membership, not through February 1st, but to the last day of January, membership is $25 a month. So if you join now, you are grandfathered in at $25 a month. As we expand, as we grow, as I add. On February 1st, the membership will be its regular price of $97. And so that's that you can join now. And there's a 7-day trial. I don't like to say things I don't mean, but I don't always vibrate within when I say them. It just feels weighty, like I'm just willing it to be so no matter what, more like an assured declaration. I wonder how I can create more of a feeling. I'm going to answer that question in what I teach in my way right after this. Okay, so you can come on into the Sensual Oasis. There's a 7-day trial, so you can try it out for 7 days. There's no contract. It's month to month. You're not locked into anything. The one thing that you are locked into is if you decide to say it's $25 a month. If you should leave the community at any time and come back, it'll be $97. So you can come on in for $25. The vaginal mapping class is in there. I have 2 classes on sex magic in there. My art of oral lovemaking classes are in there. And there are a few other courses and things. So there are already hours of information and learning for you inside of the Pleasure Library, with more to come, and then also the community spaces that I'm creating within, so that we can connect as women in various places and spaces in our lives and on our journey. So the Sensual Oasis for Black women is my membership group that you can join. Before I make the other announcements, let me answer Terry's thought really quickly. Some of my best affirmations came after a session of self-pleasure, because after that, the body is relaxed. You're in this wonderful kind of pleasure haze. You're feeling juicy and connected to yourself. At least I hope so. And if you're not, please join the community, because after self-pleasure, I mean, that is a way to connect to you, to the God in you. After that, I might sit, shake it off a little bit. I might sit and write, and just write. I am, and let whatever comes out, comes out. This is free writing. I am, and just let it come out. I am fill in the blank. 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 Just free writing while I'm in that space. Because what comes out during that time is most likely closest to my vibration, now that my body is all just in this fluctuating state, in this in-between space. And also, I'll feel it more. And when I create, you're welcome. I've taught on what people call sex magic before. And then I took a step back, because as I learned and grew in it, my ideas about what sex magic looks like shifted. I have utilized that frame of that work, as you call it, to create many things in my life, but there were certain things that were missing. As I create the new version of what that will look like, that will most likely be released in 2025. It will incorporate some of what I just said. So y'all just got a preview of that and how it can work for you. But there's so much more to it. There are things that we talked about over the course of the past 27 days that are incorporated in that. But we need to go so much deeper, because I want you all to be a clear channel for that divinity to come through you. It affects how you move. It affects how you eat. Your eating patterns change when you're that deeply connected. You don't have to worry about weight loss the same, or your health the same. You'll know. You'll know. Okay. All right. So the Sensual Oasis for Black women. Come on in. Like I said, 7-day trial. After that, membership is $25 a month. You can cancel at any time. As of February 1st, if you are a new member joining, membership will be $97. So come on in. Black Tantra Group has a retreat coming up April 25th through the 28th, the Quantum Sexuality Retreat. It is myself and 3 other teachers. I am, like I said, a teacher of sacred sexuality, and we are going to be teaching about male and female. I always have to go to the website because I forgot. I know we're going to be teaching. I know I'm teaching about erotic shadow work, and I know I'm teaching about sex magic. And we're also teaching about your wealth frequency so that we can learn how to generate more income, right? More cash, more money, more dividends in our lives. We will be talking about energetic foreplay. The retreat is for singles and couples. I'm guessing, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I guarantee you Riziki hasn't taken down the code yet. So if you still want to get, it was supposed to have ended on the 15th. I'll remind her today though. So I might slide in real quick if I were you. If you use the code BTG for Black Tantra Group, BTG 2024, you get a 10% discount off of your deposit. Deposits are $350 for singles and $500 for couples. So I'm gonna have to remind her today. I have to take it down. Because I'll have to remind her today. Black coffee, honey, and grits. We have a brunch coming up in New York City. May 5th, it's a Sunday. We would be so excited to see you. Our brunches are geared toward Black women, but we love it when the men show up too. So men, you are welcome to come. If you're a man hearing about this, bring your wife. If you're a woman hearing about this, you can bring your husband. Y'all can bring your friends. It's going to be a good time. We haven't chosen the venue yet, but it will be someplace that's accessible by plane, train, and automobile. So no worries about that. It will probably not. Our goal is not to have it in Manhattan because folks want to drive and we want y'all to be able to park. So New York City area, meaning like Jersey City, Newark area, like right across the water if you're in New York City and still able for others to get there. Get on our mailing list so that you can stay up to date with what's going on there. And the last thing I will say is here's my link that you can check out. I have 2 offerings. You can book a complimentary introduction to pleasure call with me so we can just have a moment to chat, say hi. I say block off about 45, max 60 minutes for us to get to know each other, for me to find out more about you. Let's see if what I'm offering is something that would work for you or not. It's not a sales call. It's not. I just want to get to know you. I know a plethora of people, and I recommend folks all the time. So if you're just confused about where to even begin, there's at least 5 places off the top of my head that I can say, hey, check this out or check that out or what have you. So that's the intro to pleasure call. You can book that. If you'd like a session and you really just want to map some things out, not gonna go real deep, but we can definitely start to map some things out. That is the pleasure mapping call. And that's $197. And I say block off 90 minutes for that, for us to dive a little bit deeper into things that may be happening with you. And how to increase the pleasure in your life. So you can book either one of those 2 calls. One is complimentary and one there is an investment. So those are the 2 options that you have there. And also join my mailing list. I always forget to say that. Join the mailing list. I don't send out a lot of emails. I need to send out a few more. And February, I will be hosting a weekly open house for the month of February, partly because it's Valentine's Day month and I want to host something for women to come on into. There's a lot of pressure that's happening, and I want to talk about ways to self-pleasure and keep yourself feeling all right with all the hoopla. Those will be every Sunday in February, starting the first Sunday of February at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm creating the landing page this week so that women can register. You can come to all 4. You can come to 1. These are free. They are an open house. And I also want the opportunity to tell you about something really, really great that I have been working on that I'm going to offer. But I still want you to come to the open house because we are going to talk about some self-pleasure ways and tips and some things you can do with your lover during the month of February, whether your lover is a man or woman or otherwise. I got you covered. I got you covered. So come on out to the open house. You'll see some stuff for that going out, if not this week, next week. Okay. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 27. Oh, wow. This one went an hour. Whew, affirmations, big stuff. Let me jump off and get busy with the rest of my day. Thank you for being here. This will be up on YouTube in the playlist Central Abundance 2023. So you can watch it at your leisure. Come back, watch some of it again, come back, watch some of it again, because it's a little long today. All right. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back here tomorrow for day 28. And let me look at my schedule because it's changing. I'll be back here tomorrow. I might be here. I'll be back here tomorrow at 9-ish. All right. See you all tomorrow.